What's up, everyone, man? You guys know I'm like obsessed with iPhones. I'm just obsessed with phones in general. And I get a lot of DMs, a lot of comments, people saying, oh, I have like $100, which iPhone should I get? I have $200, which iPhone should I get? And I already answered the burning question of if you had $130, which one you should get. And now I'm going to go ahead and answer someone else's question of which iPhone you should get under $200. Now, this one was a little bit harder to do because we had so many iPhones and so many are good, right? It's really hard to find like a horrible iPhone, in my opinion. I mean, there's some stupid ones that they should have never released. But overall, when you have $200, you can get a pretty decent iPhone. Now, some of the contenders, I'll just say right now, were kind of weird. I mean, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, obviously I took them out. The iPhone 5S, I took them out. And anything below an iPhone 5S, I just didn't even add. Just because all those iPhones before aren't supported anymore, so there's no point in even bringing them up. But the two iPhones that I specifically looked at the most were actually the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 6S Plus. Now, with both those iPhones, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be impossible to find some under $200, but it definitely isn't easy. For example, I mean, with like $200, I mean, you're kind of pushing around the 180, 190 mark, but that still falls under the budget. And with the iPhone 7, of course, it's a little bit newer, but there's something that kind of leads me more towards an iPhone 6S Plus. To kind of answer the question of which iPhone you should get under $200, I will probably say the iPhone 6S Plus. And that's not to say the iPhone 7 is a horrible phone or anything like that. Now, technically speaking, on paper, the iPhone 7 is more powerful and it's overall a better phone. It's going to last you longer. But I think based on my usage of what I think I want in a phone, the iPhone 6S Plus is kind of a better deal in my opinion. Now, like I said, you are kind of giving up a year of support, which does kind of suck. But I feel like getting an iPhone 6S Plus for under $200 is way more feasible than getting an iPhone 7 under $200. I personally got my iPhone 7 for like $135, I believe, but the home button doesn't work on it. So factor in a little bit more for a newer one. But I found several prices for iPhone 6S Pluses. Now, the reason I would choose a 6S Plus over an iPhone 7 in the short term would probably be because it's just a little bit cheaper. But on top of that, you also do retain the headphone jack and you also get Touch ID 2, just like the iPhone 7, but you also get a bigger screen and you also get a bigger battery and a higher resolution screen. So with those things in mind, I would probably say the iPhone 6S Plus for me is probably a better phone, but you also have the option of the iPhone 7. I found some for less than $200, but like I said, it's kind of hard to find those. But one cool little thing to keep in mind is that with the iPhone 7, the base storage size that you'll find, the minimum storage you can get is 32 gigabytes, whereas on the 6S Plus it's 16 gigabytes. So technically you are getting more storage on the iPhone 7 than the 6S Plus. This is on average, so you could possibly go on your Craigslist or your wherever, on like your Facebook Marketplace or whatever, in your local area and find someone selling like an iPhone 8 for under $200. And that's also a good option too. I'm not going to tell you not to get it. But the reason I said the 6S Plus and the 7 is because those are the prices that I found on eBay, and really I only looked at eBay. I did check some other websites too, but they're a little bit more pricier, but eBay is usually the one that I can find the lowest prices in. So then anybody in the US, or I'm pretty sure international, can go and pick these phones up. So it doesn't really depend on your Craigslist, because when I checked my local Craigslist and local Facebook Market thing, whatever, I saw that there were some people selling like an iPhone 7 Plus for like $180 and things like that. And I don't know if those are actually accurate. Like, I don't know if there's a problem with them or whatever, but with these 6S Pluses that I looked at and these iPhone 7s, I double checked to make sure there's no problems with them, make sure they all have like clean iClouds, clean IMEI numbers, clean ESNs, whatever. So in terms of that, I mean, to answer the question, I think for under $200 in the used market, I'm not talking about going to the Apple store and picking it up or whatever, I'm talking about in the used market right now, the iPhone 6S Plus is a very good option for under $200, but also the iPhone 7, if you can find them for less than $200, is a very good option too. But like I said, you're going to be kind of hard pressed to find a 7 for under $200. It's a little bit easier to find a 6S Plus just because it's a little bit older, but I got both my 6S Plus and my iPhone 7 for under $200, and I actually got both of them for less than $150. So kind of interesting thing to note. And like I said, the iPhone SE is also a very good option, but I think for what you're getting out of a phone, I mean, you're still getting like Force Touch, you're still getting all these things. So that's why I kind of think the 6S Plus is still a very good option. But also the iPhone 7 is a very good option too. Now, one little tiny thing I want to also add about this is that with the iPhone 6S Plus, the whole motive here is pretty much to save money and everything, right? If you get an iPhone 6S Plus and let's say you crack the screen or whatever, to replace the screen is really like no problem at all. I've replaced the screen on my iPhone 6S Plus and it ended up having another problem, but to replace parts in it are very cheap. And the same with the iPhone 7, but the problem with the iPhone 7 is if you plan on replacing the screen or anything like that, you actually have to take it into the Apple store to get it replaced. You cannot fix it yourself, because if you replace the screen, Touch ID and the home button will not work anymore. And that's the case that would happen with my iPhone 7. So it does cost a bit to take your iPhone 7 to the Apple store to get it replaced there, versus if you replace it yourself on the iPhone 6s Plus, because it cost me probably like not even $20 to fix it on the iPhone 6s Plus, but it is what it is. So just keep that in mind. Of course, you shouldn't plan on breaking your phone or anything like that, but just in case it happens, kind of that peace of mind that, okay, if it breaks, at least I can replace it for cheap. Having that in the back of your head can maybe make you feel better and sleep better at night. I don't know. But those are my opinions. iPhone 6s Plus, iPhone 7. If you have $200 to spend, that's probably the best way to go. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to check your local Facebook Marketplace or your Craigslist or whatever and see the prices of all these other iPhones, please let me know. See if you can find like an iPhone 8 for under $200 or like an iPhone 7 Plus for under $200. I would love to see it. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. If you have any other questions or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that don't mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber we get really does count, so it don't mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. I do a lot more iOS reviews, iPhone comparisons, stuff like that. Definitely check that out and subscribe to it. I really appreciate it. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.